Hello, James here. Hope you're doing well. Uh, this is a video on Bob Johnson. Used to own the BT uh, Black Station, but this is concerning with politics, and let him describe you about reparation for slavery.
This is Sadie. She's on Verizon, and she has the
And
new
he's
My
going to
Plan, where
tell
she
you,
gets exactly what she wants and only pays for what she needs. She picks only the perks she wants and saves on every one, all with an incredible new iPhone. Act now and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch. It's your Verizon. Now is the time to go big. Short answers to long, horrific questions about the stain of slavery are not going to solve the inequality problem. We need to focus on wealth creation and wealth generation. And to do that, we must bring the descendants of slaves into equality with this nation. And that's what I propose in this $14 trillion proposal to provide reparations, not only for the sin or the atonement of the sin of slavery and Jim Crowism and desegregation, both de facto and de jure, but to cause America to live up to the concept and the notion that this nation was born on the idea of American exceptionalism. And if we take that big leap, I am convinced that the problems that we confront today can be solved, but it takes a big, bold action, and $14 trillion in reparation for damages visited upon the heirs of slaves is an appropriate statement.
Bob Howard, and this is, we've spoken many times. I don't think you've ever embraced such a radical idea, and this is new for you. And I've seen it put forward before, and not taken to all the way to mainstream thinking. And I think that you're embracing it is probably going to get a lot of people talking about this. Where would the 14 trillion come from? I mean, lately, we've been thinking we can do 3 trillion here, 3 trillion there. This would be through some type of wealth transfer from the haves to people that have the money, the wealthy individuals. Where would that whole 14 trillion come from?
Well, let me just say, on the contrary, I put out this statement it's on my website, been on my website since 2019 about the need for this reparation. So I'm not new to this challenge. But to the point you're making is that wealth transfer is exactly what's needed. Think about this. For 200 plus years or so of slavery, labor taken with no compensation is a wealth transfer. Denial of access to education, which is a primary driver to accumulation of income and wealth, is a wealth transfer. The housing program that we in all of America believe in, that your house is your home is your castle, and therefore the government has historically subsidized mortgage lending by allowing you to deduct it from your taxes. But think of this: African Americans with no accumulation of wealth
what's going on with the video?
cannot afford to meet the down payments of home ownership, and therefore they live in apartments, and we're
I don't know what's wrong with the video, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep fading in and out. It's gonna come back. But anyway, he talks about
there is no deductibility for the
This is image.
Interest they pay on their lease. For the income they pay on their lease. That's why today African Americans are about 40% of home ownership. White Americans are 70+% of home ownership. When you put all of these factors together, lack of access to education, lack of access to home ownership, the primary source of wealth for most middle income Americans, and discrimination, you have had for the past 200 years, in effect, a wealth transfer from white Americans away from African Americans.
Wow, that's a lot of information. But he also mentioned this too about voting rights and stuff, about preparing economically and things. This is what do you say about the Democrats?
Well, I'm still bullish on the president's agenda. I mean, if you think about it, for African Americans, under Trump's leadership, we had the lowest unemployment rate for Black Americans in over 50 years, almost since they've been keeping statistics on it. We also saw investments in Black businesses and Black communities through the Opportunity Zone.
So you think that's how people were voting? Because the Trump plan was actually working for them?
I still think Black Americans were somewhat lackadaisical about, to say the least, about their support for Joe Biden and by extension the Democrats' policy. I think Black Americans are getting a little bit tired of delivering huge votes for the Democrats and seeing minimal return in terms of economic wealth, the closing the wealth gap, job creation, job opportunities. And Joe Biden was not an inspiring candidate for many Black Americans. And some of them stayed home, some of them voted for Trump. To me, the issue for the president now is obviously he's got to win. And the challenge is going to be overcoming the mail-in ballots that are still to be counted. The difference is between Black American and white American. If I've got money, white American can suffer a catastrophic loss of, say, the roof being blown off, and having $170,000, they can fix it. A Black family with $17,000, if all of a sudden they have a catastrophic event in their house or in their appliances that they need to, keep food in the refrigerator and it breaks down, $3,000, $4,000 refrigerator is an emotional impact on a Black family who has no access to capital to solve that catastrophic challenge. So to me, what I look for progressive and liberals is to say, look, what do Black Americans really need? It's capital, access to capital, access to opportunity that gives them a chance to deliver all that they want out of the American dream. Nobody speaks to that. They speak to voter suppression, yes. They speak to police brutality. All these things are valid. But America is a capitalist nation, and in a capitalist nation, value is measured by your access to opportunity and the right to compete and achieve. And that's what the Black community, in my opinion, wants to get.
Bob, do you think that former years of Donald Trump is a good thing for the Black community?
I'll put it this way. Based on if you take the past 4 years, the answer would be yes. If you take the notion that Trump focuses on building the economy, building manufacturing, creating more jobs.
Wow. Sorry about the video. I guess it's their page. But anyway, I'm going to take you to what the former President Lyndon B. Johnson said on NBC, the same channel. And I'm going to give you, he was a Democrat during the time of the assassination of JK. He took over his presidency. And this is what Lyndon B. Johnson, the one that started the Voting Act. And I'm going to play where we are in the present. But this is what this man was like. He was a Democrat. He was a president of the United States at that time. But I'm here a narrative. I'm gonna play this narrative out. It would play for me. I think it should play.
Then the answer again is yes. And so to me, I'm not fearful that a Trump re-election is going to be an assault on the political, cultural, social.
I don't know why these.
Rights of Black Americans. It didn't show up in the past 4 years in terms of economic opportunity. Yeah. And so, to me, I don't see what the Black community has gotten over the past 8 years of Democratic leadership, or what, as I said, Joe Biden's put on the table. I've heard things like reparations. Well, I can guarantee that there will be no bill coming out of Joe Biden if he's elected, because it won't pass the House, it won't pass the Senate, because this country does not really believe in reparations.
Yep. That's what he said. There's your answer right there, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden is never going to do it. And he's in the same party as Lyndon B. Johnson.